Hey guys, Tower Climber here, and today I'm bringing you another Tower God video. This one will be a bit different as it's about a specific topic that I get asked every so often, and that is, what do I think Bomb's most overpowered technique is? And to be honest, in a series where one rightly could call the main character one of the most broken in his entire verse from a technique point of view, the answer to that question is a bit tricky to say. But I'm going to tackle this video from the standpoint of what is the most broken move Bomb had to learn, so his inherent ability to devour or copy skills from getting hit will not be on the table for this video. Now, to be honest, that doesn't really make much of a difference as Bomb has many skills that he had to learn or got that are pretty busted, but in my opinion, the most broken 25th Bomb skill are the Shinsu loops. Now, I'm going to have to explain myself a bit because Bomb has a lot of stuff like the Shinsu Black Hole Sphere or his Black Shinsu that is pretty deadly for sure, but I think I can make a really good case for this one. But before I do that, I will have to go over what the Shinsu loops are in the first place and how they even work, as that will be a main part of my argument. Shinsu loops is a special technique that gathers and stores Shinsu non-stop in the form of a halo ring. The person who came up for the concept of this technique is Hansung Yu, and not even a genius wave controller like himself could even do this technique, as this skill requires stability in dividing Shinsu power. Bomb was able to overcome this weakness due to him being blessed by Shinsu, meaning his Shinsu power is stable and never gets weaker as he divides his power into bangs. And what that basically means is that originally a person's Shinsu power will decrease as the amount of bangs they control rise, as it's like you are splitting your power with every single bang you create. But in Bomb's case, since he is the exception to this, he can continue to gather the Shinsu around him. So Hansung Yu came up with the idea to use this incredible natural gift of Bomb for him to create a Shinsu loop that runs non-stop, so Bomb can store up even more power than he could before. Such an unlimited non-stop running storing process will in turn keep increasing the density of Shinsu because it will be pressured against each other countless times, and so even if there won't be much Shinsu at first glance, the power of that Shinsu stored in the loop would be like a sea of Shinsu. The destructive power of Shinsu like that would theoretically be infinite. Now that we know what the Shinsu loops do, the reason I think this is Bomb's greatest trick he has learned is because of his nature as an irregular, and how all irregulars are kind of portrayed in the Tower God story. Look at every irregular in the story we have seen, and they have some kind of theme of infinity to them. The best examples I can think of currently are, of course, Gusting and Traumarai, with Gusting being able to literally just spawn in whatever he wants from his own imagination through his library, and Traumarai being able to infinitely regenerate his creatures. Irregulars by nature are beings that have the potential to break rules of the tower, to do things that should be impossible to perform, and I think this is Bomb's expression of that, as he was deemed a wave controller in the start of the story, and that's how most of the people in the fandom see him. So what is the logical extreme that breaks the rule of being a wave controller? Well, that would honestly be being able to wield infinite Shinsu, and like I said before, this ability is more of a storing device for Bomb's Shinsu, so when he needs it, he has almost infinite amounts of it. We have seen this with him versus Colivan, and recently I think the best example is Bomb versus Bellerir and Holland, as he just got finished fighting Dumas and was, in all terms and purposes, basically in 1 HP physically. But even with that being the case, he was still able to summon up massive amounts of Shinsu. This skill is also one that will most likely grow with Bomb, more so than any of his other skills, as the more powerful his base Shinsu becomes, the more powerful the Shinsu loops become. So like, look at it this way. For now, yeah, it's really strong, but won't be enough to damage people at a certain level way above Bomb, as it's only really increasing his stamina, not really his power. But later on, imagine if Bomb is able to train his basic Shinsu to be at a level where he can at least damage family heads, and that doesn't even have to be at a level where he can beat them, literally just damage them. Now imagine that, but an infinite amount of that level of Shinsu being produced. it's honestly scary to even think about. And none of that is even mentioning how Bomb can actually combine this technique with other ones that he has, like how we've seen in 3 different occasions. One where Bomb was able to combine it with his black Shinsu, making it rain an infinite amount of black Shinsu rain that would dissolve you, as Bomb's black Shinsu has the properties of rotten water / a black hole. Next is when he combines this power with the orb, where the orb will then further amp the power of the Shinsu loops. And finally, a technique that, if Bomb can later on master it, could put him in the strongest in the entire story, and that being the meteor shower, where Bomb combined the Shinsu black hole sphere with his Shinsu loops to create an almost infinite Shinsu black hole sphere attack. To put an image in your mind of how scary that could actually be, a single bang of Shinsu black hole sphere from a family head like Tromrai could not only easily destroy the nest in its entirety, but could also be felt throughout the entire tower just from it being released. Now think about Bomb getting to that level with his Shinsu black hole sphere power, and if he's ever just pressed into a corner, just saying, oh well, now let me just make an infinite more versions of this family level Shinsu black hole sphere attack. That is the most insane and broken thing I've ever heard about in this whole story, to be honest. And honestly, for me, the best part of this technique is that it's not even fully finished yet. Bomb currently still needs to meditate to store Shinsu into the Shinsu loops, and this is most likely what he does when we go into little time skips in between big arcs. Most likely in the future he will no longer need to wait and just store Shinsu like it is second nature to him. And so for all the reasons I pointed out in this short little video, I think this is Bomb's most broken technique / move. But what do you think? Did I convince you that this is one of Bomb's most broken techniques, or do you still think it's something else? Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully you like this video. And remember, I'm always going to be here to tell you the truth, and if the truth is not fully explained, I'm always going to be here to give you guys my opinion on the truth. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.